Good morning. I hope everything's going great in your life today. It's a beautiful day in this part of the world. Now, if you look outside, it's a white snow all about. It's not that deep, but with frost all about and then snow on top of that, it's just a beautiful sight to look out on. Now, it doesn't give me any great desire to go outside and be a part of it, but it is nice to look at it. I want you to think with me today about just an intriguing story that happens back in the book of 1 Samuel. Samuel, you remember, was that last of the judges that had grown up in Israel to become the leader of the people for a time. And it was during that time that the Philistines had really begun to attack and to torment Israel. They had actually killed the sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, and had taken the Ark of the Covenant. And so it was an intriguing time. Now, they didn't take long to want to bring that Ark of the Covenant back because it was causing them all kinds of problems, both for themselves and the illnesses they were having and for their god Dagon. But as he comes back, and then Samuel becomes the leader and the judge of the people, a godly man, just a tremendous servant of the Lord. And while he is gathered with the people and they're praying together and making sacrifices to God, the Philistines hear that they're all together and they come out to attack them. And Samuel was certainly not a military kind of guy. But look, if you will, with me in the book of 1 Samuel in chapter 7, as he tells this story. It says the sons of Israel had made the plea to Samuel to not cease crying out to the Lord to save them because the hand of the Philistines were upon them. And Samuel took a lamb and offered it as a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And he cried out to the Lord of Israel, it says in verse number 9, and the Lord answered him. Now Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, and the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel, but the Lord thundered a great thunder on that day against the Philistines and confused them, so that they were routed before Israel. The men of Israel went out of Mizpah and pursued the Philistines and struck them down as far as below Beth-kar. But here's the interesting part that I want you to see. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shin and named it Ebenezer, saying, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." So the Philistines were subdued and they did not come anymore within the border of Israel. And the hand of the Lord was against them all the days of Samuel. So here's this intriguing statement. Probably, if you think back, you may, especially if you're more in my age group, you may remember a song that you sang in church quite often, "Here I Raise My Ebenezer." And I have to admit, that when I was a boy and we'd sing that song in church, I wondered what in the world an Ebenezer was. It didn't make much sense. But here is the background of that. It's interesting when you just look throughout the Old Testament, how many times some kind of stone was raised up or was set in some particular place to signify something about God's place in their life. But here they raise this stone and they name it our Ebenezer stone, because the word literally means the Lord is our helper. Listen, every one of us need an Ebenezer stone. Now, I'm not talking literally. It wouldn't be a bad thing to have a stone that we wrote Ebenezer on and put it out in our front yard somewhere. But here's the point I want to make. I know we need something in our life that reminds us continually, the Lord is our helper. He's helped us this far. He's gotten us this far down the road. I know we go through all kinds of tragedies and hurt and problems in our life. Sometimes it seems they're overwhelming with sickness and just all kinds of ailments, and then the death of loved ones. And all of that just strikes us. And yet here's what I must remember. The Lord is my helper. He's helped us this far, and He's going to help us the rest of the way to lead us all the way into that glory land with Him when this life is all done. Here I raise my Ebenezer. He's helped us this far, and I don't doubt He's going to help us the rest of the way.